Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. In wake of calls for the oil spill insurance, for the insurance policy for ExxonMobil and partners offshore operations being in country by legal requirement, Vice President Bara Jagdeo said that the multi-million US dollar coverage that is currently available for Guyana is beyond what in-house insurers can handle. The Vice President was answering questions about the location of the oil spill policy during a media briefing last Friday, when he indicated that Guyanese insurance companies would have to reinsure the large oil spill policy if it were handled here. Jagdeo explained that insurance policies exceeding a particular threshold have to come through a local broker. He indicated that given the $600 million set aside by the Stabroek Block operators to cover oil spills per disaster, it means a lot of money for one broker. And as Vice President Jagdeo continues to fail on promises to publish monthly oil production reports, Kaieteur has been reliably informed that the Executive Director of the Environmental Protection Agency, Kemraj Parsuram, has transported all files regarding petroleum production to his office. Sources within the agency explained that the entire cabinet containing information on ExxonMobil and its partners was shifted to Parsuram's office recently. Jagdeo promised just over 18 months ago that there is no reason for the data to remain hidden and that he would seek to ensure it becomes available. However, no report has been published since then. Rather, moves have been reportedly made to further guard the data. In other news, the National Drainage and Irrigation Authority plans to conduct maintenance works on fixed and mobile pumps across 3 regions in the country. The engineer attached to the department has so far estimated that the works can cost $877.5 million. In an invitation for bids, it was explained that the services are divided into 4 lots. Meanwhile, Rondell Bacchus, known by his alias Killer, has refuted claims made by Crime Chief Wendell Blanham that his lawyer had turned him in at the Criminal Investigations Department after the Guyana Police Force issued a wanted bulletin for him in connection with the murder of Ricardo Fagundes, better known as Paper Shorts. He is now insisting that it was Police Detective Sergeant Bascom who had picked him up from his home and took him to the police station. Bascom had alleged in a Facebook Live that senior ranks at the CID wanted Bacchus, an ex-convict, to take the fall for the murder of Paper Shorts as part of a massive cover-up plan. The detective claimed that he was the one who decided to take Bacchus in just to save his life. In the live video, he alleged that part of the cover-up plan was to send out ranks to arrest Bacchus and then make it look as if he died during a confrontation with police. And in other news, Guyana's skills in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM, were showcased during the just concluded International Youth Robotics Competition, held virtually in South Korea. This year, participation in the virtual competition was guaranteed as a result of timely support from the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports and an allocation from the Inter-American Development Bank, STEM Guyana said in a release. The STEM Guyana organization was able to prepare 4 senior teams comprising persons ages 13 to 18 years and 12 junior teams, which included persons ages 7 to 12 years from 7 regions of Guyana to compete against more than 1,000 teams representing more than 20 countries. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. This is the news at noon. We'll return after the break.
Crazy. It's easy like 1, 2, 3. Can't believe all this money for me, money for me. I got to get the CASH. That's the code for the vault, so let's play. Top up with 1,000 and the next day you could be a millionaire. Did you sell?
More than 15 million to grab this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more to collect the letters to spell CASH for a chance to catch millions in the Digicel's cash vault. Top up today.
Digicel.
Child sexual abuse can stay with a person for life. It can rob them of their childhood. It's an unforgivable, unforgettable, despicable act. And yet, children suffer this abuse every day. During these times, we must keep a watch out for children. If you suspect child abuse, report it to the police without delay or call the CPA hotline on 227-0979 Protect children now.
A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Contractors will begin rehabilitation of 25 roads in Region 10 to the tune of some $800 million, the Ministry of Public Works has said. On Friday last, Minister Juan Edgel held a meeting with the contractors who would be undertaking the projects before making several site visits to meet with residents and speak with them about the upcoming works. Meanwhile, the People's Progressive Party civic government said it is prepared to declare a date for the holding of local government elections as soon as the Ghana Elections Commission indicates its readiness. Second Vice President and PPP General Secretary Barra Jagdio told media operatives Friday that his party is ready to head to the polls but will not be granting some demands of the opposition ahead of the local elections. Jagdio addressed, however, recent statements by opposition leader Aubrey Norton, who expressed the concerns of the APNU, that should be the APNU, to have a fresh voters list heading into the local polls. And as Esso Exploration and Production Ghana Limited, commonly referred to as ExxonMobil Ghana, continued daily to work in preparation for a $1.3 billion pipeline to transport natural gas from the Liza fields in the Stabroek Block to Wales on the west bank of Demerara, a local insurance firm has underscored the need for a policy to be set up to cover any liabilities that may occur during the construction phase of this massive venture. And in other news, President Ali says Guyana's transformational agenda makes provision for increased government expenditure in areas such as housing, healthcare, education, agriculture, and other critical sectors, and therefore there needs to be a balance in the management of the resources. However, President Ali noted that while the economic development will continue, expenditure will be managed to prevent an overheating of the economy. The head of state was speaking on Friday during an interview with Trinidad and Tobago's CNC3 television while on a state visit to the Twin Island Republic. With the time now moving on to 12 hours 14 in Guyana, we wrap things up with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News. Towards clean elections. From time immemorial, citizens of this country have had to endure the anxiety of national elections. Whether it is the fear of violence or threats of violence, for many, it is a traumatic experience whenever elections time come around, and this ought not to be. We witnessed the indignity not so long ago when the Ghana Elections Commission took 5 months before it could have declared the results of the 2020 elections. Thankfully, during that period, there were not many violent episodes. One would have thought that after such debacle, our leaders would sit together to fix whatever problems exist in the administering of elections here with a view of easing the tension citizens face. Instead, the government seems more contented in hauling persons to court and fashion changes to the electoral laws that suit it best. We have seen 2 common-sense proposals for better elections management coming from the opposition: biometrics and a new voters list. No other person in this country seems to have problems with these proposals if they are to be put in place and managed properly, other than the PPPC government. We heard the Vice President making all kinds of excuses at a news conference last week, although acknowledging that biometrics is a good anti-fraud method. These gaffes from our leaders only confirm what many think of them: power grabbers by any means necessary, while we the citizens must suffer. And that wraps things up. For your news at noon, I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's Newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Diana, join me on the Glenn Lal Show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:20